Aretha Franklin. Little respect. It's like the DJ in me just like comes out immediately. You just can't help yourself. Well, if you were a DJ and you've DJ'd and you've transitioned into talk radio, it's just like that voice. It just turns on. You can't do anything about it. Donald Trump weighing in on the passing of the Queen of Soul. And here he is.
She's brought joy to millions of lives, and her extraordinary legacy will thrive and inspire many generations to come. She was given a great gift from God, her voice.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, that song was a battle cry, really, from what I understand, for women. And how she turned a cover really into a national anthem. I mean, this song is played everywhere. Everywhere. People just love that. So we just want a little respect. Who doesn't want a little respect? But a lot of people are going to be going to Spotify or XM Sirius Radio. I think they're doing a tribute. Yeah, if you're an XM subscriber, you can go there, and I think they'll have an XM channel dedicated to all of her music. They've done that with Elvis and others. They have a Tom Petty. We can't believe that Tom Petty's gone. But all the greats are just passing away. 2018 has just been very interesting for the deaths so far, but it is a reminder that, not all of us are going to remain here on planet Earth forever, but when we're here, we got to make the best of it, and we need to work hard and be decent people. Gosh, a little decency, a little respect for each other, not tearing each other down, and so many people do it with families. It's really a shame. And sometimes it's amazing that the death of somebody can bring the worst out, where people bring up all the dirt and dirty laundry, and they have nothing good to say. And I'm like, you know what? Not the time. The man is not even buried. And yet the pontificators are out there dissing him. Wow. Very sad yesterday. When I say yesterday, this past Thursday, that Greyhound bus in Mexico, did you see pictures of that? Did you see all the produce scattered all over the road? I'm talking about a horrific head-on collision. And investigators, of course, they do what they do. They investigate. And authorities are saying right now as many as 49 passengers on the bus were injured. 7 people dead. Preliminaries, the crash information indicates there was a semi-tractor trailer traveling on I-40 eastbound. So if you're familiar with New Mexico, I-40 eastbound had a blown tire, and it crossed into the oncoming westbound traffic, colliding with this Greyhound bus, and there wasn't a lot left of the bus. A lot of the front end and the middle end, it was just gone. The people that died, they probably didn't feel a thing. The New Mexico State Police said that the semi was headed east on the freeway Thursday afternoon when one of its tires blew, sending the rig carrying produce across the median and into oncoming traffic when it slammed into the Greyhound heading to Phoenix from Albuquerque. The National Transportation Safety Board and New Mexico State Police are investigating. 20 patients treated at Gallup Indian Medical Center, according to Dr. Kevin Gaines. He's the acting chief medical officer at the hospital. Of the 24 were children, but no ages were immediately available. At least 9 patients were treated and sent to the University of New Mexico Hospital. 4 were transferred to Boehner Hospital in Phoenix. 10 others still being treated at Gallup. Conditions of those being treated at Gallup range from good, 2 patients to serious, 2 to critical 1. So 47 passengers riding on that Greyhound bus, once again headed from Albuquerque with at least 1 scheduled stop in Phoenix. The company was saying to the Associated Press that was their destination. It was horrible. There were people trying to climb out of the windows of the bus, bystanders trying to help people getting ladders out of their truck to get into the windows of the Greyhound bus to assist, the witness was telling. When we went by the overturned semi, everything in the trailer was out on the road. It was a disaster. You could tell people were in distress. Screams were coming from the bus. The truck driver, Santos Soto III, shot video showing the front of the Greyhound sheared off and the semi split open with its contents strewn across the highway. Praying for the families of that Greyhound bus. Very, very sad. Blown out tires. You got to check your tires. Semi-trucks. There's just so many trucks on the road every single day. And there's a reason why that there's multiple tires on a truck. I don't know all the dynamics of why that caused such a problem, of what tire it might have been. Maybe you're a truck driver and maybe you know, was it towards the front or the back? Does it not in the middle? Because there's just, when you got an 18-wheeler, that's a lot of wheels. So if one's blown out, isn't it supposed to be proportionate that that doesn't happen? But is the force, I guess it depends on the load, depends on the speed. You're unexpected a blowout. Maybe it jackknifed the vehicle. I mean, I'm not an expert. That's why the experts were investigating. But they say that's what caused the accident, the semi-tractor trailer. It always makes my wife nervous when a tractor trailer is near us, and nothing against tractor trailers. Mind you, if you're hauling one right now and you're listening to the broadcast. But she says, can you just pass that thing? Even if you got a speed, just get away from it. You're in a little car. All right. Or a little SUV next to a monster truck. Sometimes they do weave into the other lane. You see it. I don't know if they get sleepy. I don't know if a gust of wind blows it in, especially if you're in a narrow stretch of highway or in a narrow road. You know what I'm talking about. You get a little nervous, right? That's me. The winter, according to the Farmers Almanac. Now, a lot of people are just like, it's just a fun magazine. Sometimes they get it right. Sometimes they don't. Some people say this is witchcraft, tarot cards, really not a whole lot. And I should preface that most meteorologists do not subscribe to the notions of and how they formulate their calculations. So they're saying if you are sweltering right now in the heat and humidity that pretty much has blanketed much of the country this summer, they're saying you got to get ready for a rough winter. It's the Farmers Almanac. They are predicting, and this is good news, I mean, if it was true, a colder than normal winter from the continental divide on eastward with 10 degree temperatures and below, but with teeth chattering cold. This is how they put it, teeth chattering cold, arriving in mid-February in the Northeast, Great Lakes, and even into the Southeast. Now, contrary to the stories storming the web, they say our time-tested long-range formula is pointing towards a very long, cold, and snow-filled winter. The editor, Peter Gelger, said in a statement of the company's website that, Surrey is actually answering me, so I'm shutting her off. Did you hear that a little bit? There's like keywords that you could say. But anyways, long-range formula pointing towards very cold, snow-filled winter. And we stand by our forecast formula, which accurately predicted the many storms last winter, as well as the summer's steamy, hot conditions. Okay. Now, included in the frigid outlook is above average snowfall expected for the Great Lakes in New England, with some snow expected to arrive in the mid-Atlantic to New England by December. It's not to be confused with the old Farmers Almanac, billed as the oldest periodical in American history, which also issues seasonal weather forecasts. So if you're looking for, a milder winter ahead, the old Farmers Almanac is calling for above normal temperatures almost everywhere in the United States, in addition to more rain than snow. Said our milder and more normal forecast is due to a decrease in solar activity and the expected arrival of a weak El Nino, which will present cold air masses from lingering in the north, according to this publication. So, you can buy both of them. Cross your fingers. As my good friend said, you know what? Mother Nature is going to do what she's going to do. You can't predict what temperatures and, the El Nino thing to a certain degree. I will say, for the El Nino and with the jet streams, there's some truth to that. But predicting the entire winter to be what they're saying because of solar eclipses and solar wind and astronomy and, who knows. Did you hear about the bill in California? Very controversial. California lawmakers approved a bill this week that would expand the list of people who could ask a court for a gun violence restraining order. I'm talking about AB 2888. It passed the state Senate out there in California 25-12. It would allow coworkers and school personnel to petition a court to temporarily remove guns from someone they believe poses a danger, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. Now, a lot of people are not happy about that. Sacramento, California lawmakers approved a bill Tuesday that will allow coworkers, once again, and school personnel to petition a court to take away their gun. And there you go. A lot of people are saying, critics, that expanding the gun takeaway law could lead to abuses. According to the Chronicle, it is very dangerous when you go after someone's liberty for some perceived security. Craig Dulutz of the Firearms Policy Coalition told Sacramento's KCRA TV, not happy with that. I could see the downward spiral to that. But if there's a loose cannon and they have a gun, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I can see both sides of the coin. Give me liberty, give me death. You know, the old saying, Patrick Henry. But I understand that we need to have our guns. But if you got Fruit Loops out there, this is just, and it passed. Will this be something that will pass in other states? We'll see. We'll see how this pans out. I am praying, I'm hoping that people don't take abuse. Well, people do abuse things. Look at the Southern Poverty Law Center. Singles out organizations and like the 700 Club in different places saying that they're radical and they're dangerous and they're terrorists. And meanwhile, you get idiots that think it's a good thing that Al Gore sold a TV network to Al Jazeera TV, which propagate